A New Zealand police contingent has made a big impression in New York as America's biggest city reflected on the terror strikes that changed it forever. Exactly 5 years after the fall of the Twin Towers, the Kiwis performed an impromptu haka near Ground Zero. Their show of solidarity welcomed by New Yorkers, including the past and present mayors. Our US correspondent Tim Wilson was there.
September 11 in New York has evolved some recognisable sounds. The names of the victims ringing out where they fell.
Jeffrey Grant Goldflam.
Michelle Goldstein.
Near Ground Zero, the recognisable met the traditional. For the 50 or so Kiwi police officers and supporters, the day began at the gates to Ground Zero in their best uniforms and on their best behaviour. They entered a vast nothing, a place you really have to visit to understand. It's a matter of dimension. Keep in mind that these are burly rugby league playing cops. Now watch.
We come back to this place to remember the heartbreaking anniversary and each person who died here.
Mayor Mike Bloomberg set a reflective tone. They emerged 4 hours later, a lighter blue stream moving with less ceremony than the bobbies who had come out earlier. At the flower-filled pools, grieving relatives said the Kiwis had brought a rare gift, themselves.
It's a very, very sad place, very humbling. Family members of the victims coming up and thanking us or asking us where we're from, and when we tell them New Zealand, they love it. They just thank us for being here, coming so far to join them.
These New Zealand police officers felt it was important to pay their respects at Ground Zero, and New York's Mayor Mike Bloomberg was glad of a touch of Kiwi on the Big Apple's most sombre day.
We live in a different world, and if we're going to have a future, we have to work together. And so the New Zealand police here is a symbolic thing that I think says exactly that New Zealanders understand we're all in this together.
Bloomberg wasn't the only one they impressed on a day when emotion flowed freely.
Yeah, I met them. Judith and I met the contingent from New Zealand. We were in New Zealand a few years ago, just very briefly, so we told them that we very much wanted to come back. It's a beautiful country. We were very touched by the fact that they made the long trip. That's a very long trip.
And we took a picture with them. And
we took a picture with them.
They gave us your flag with ours.
The Kiwis could only respond to this mix of welcome and sorrow. And the Americans could not contain themselves. Across cultures and an ocean, instant camaraderie and respect.
Even though the cops throw headbands off the Chicago Police Department, I thought it was an outstanding show of force. Come here, man.
Heading home in 2 days, they have shown a still grieving city that home is where the haka is. Tim Wilson.